Okay, so a couple of weeks ago we gave you a video on how to start getting your core ready for beach season, because summer's coming here. We were going to give you 6 weeks to work on the belly fat, that layer that's covering everyone's abs that they already have, and then we were going to come back and kind of see how we could improve the abs themselves. So hopefully in those last 6 weeks you got pretty close to kind of the fat ranges I recommended for both men and women in the last video. You can go check that one out on the Young Fitness page there if you keep scrolling down. I'm wearing a green shirt in that video. But here is part 2. So first and foremost, the worst thing people do when they start to train their core is they treat it differently than every other body part. Sure, it is a little different because it really connects our upper body to our lower body, and there's not too much outside of the vertebrae themselves that do that. So it's got a very important role in connecting the top and bottom half of our body. That doesn't mean that it's not still a muscle group. So what a lot of people will do is get on the floor and they'll do crunches for an hour. Crunch, 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 crunch. Okay, an hour is a little excessive, but they'll get on the floor and they'll do these high rep ranges. When really, the abs, let's say, and the obliques, they're just like every other muscle group. They either grow or they shrink based on what you're doing with them. So when we talk about getting our core ready for summer here, we are actually asking these muscles to grow. So people think there's this magical thing called toning. There isn't a such thing as toning. What toning is losing fat and building a little muscle so that the ridges in our core, our abs, stick out a little better. So basically this whole episode in a nutshell is train it like you would any other hypertrophy phase. So we want to work in that 8 to 12 rep range, or if we're doing a static exercise, we're going to use time under tension as our guideline there. So probably looking at 40 to 60 seconds for time under tension if we're doing a static exercise. So the plan was I was going to show you a few videos we can do for our core this summer over the next 6 weeks. Really, if you haven't lost that body fat that you need to lose, you're still on step 1. So don't move on until you're at step 2. But I was going to show you some exercises on how to really work hypertrophy with our core. As I started spitballing, I was like, wow, there's a lot of exercises. I can make like a year's worth of video. So you guys can't get greedy. So I'm going to list them off to you here really quick. I brought a cheat sheet. You can go research them yourself if you want, but I'll slowly pick away and start showing you these exercises. But I'm not good at editing videos, so it would have taken me like at least 4 or 5 days to get you a full video of this. So without further ado, oh yeah, I made a note here that first and foremost, very important, continue doing your big lifts. So your squats, your deadlifts, your overhead squats, anything where you're controlling your midsection and keeping those two, the top and the bottom lower portion of our body connected. You need to be doing your big lifts. Those are important. They're our most functional exercise in which we train our core. Farmer's walks, that sort of thing as well. So without further ado, here are my best hypertrophy exercises. Ab wheels, weighted leg raises, toes to a bar. We can use weight on that as well, toes to bar. Reverse curl, barbell window wipers, TRX or Swiss ball pull-ins, L-sits off the edge of a bench, Palloff press, anti-rotation press, and plate squeeze. So you can go check those out if you want to try some of these exercises. Mamba out, peace.